Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for this core workout. We are focusing on obliques today. You'll need one light dumbbell and a mat, and you can set your timers to 45-second intervals. Of course, as always, I've got an audience today. You're going to start with a buy-in first of 45 seconds of bicycle crunches. On this one, I want you to keep your elbows out wide and worry more about having your shoulder blade coming up and across and rotating from the center of the chest than you do worrying about the elbow getting to the knee. So keep the elbows out wide and twist from the center of the chest. After 45 seconds of bicycle crunches, we're going to start our circuit, which has 4 moves we'll do on each side. The first move is a standing oblique side bend. You're going to start with the dumbbell overhead, keep it locked right overhead, and bend over to one side. As you come back up to stand, you should contract the oblique that's pulling you back up to the top. Make sure that your feet are about hip width apart, your knees are slightly bent, and your ribs stay stacked on top of the hips. If you're fatiguing in the shoulders, you can bring the dumbbell to your collarbone or off to the side, but as long as you can keep that dumbbell fixed right over the top of the head, you're doing great. Once we do 45 seconds of each side of this move, we're going to move on to move number 2. For this one, we're going to be on a single knee position, so one knee down, the other knee up, and it'll be a rotational wood chop. So the dumbbell will start at one hip, and then you will use momentum and twist it up overhead over towards the other shoulder. Try to rotate again from the center of the chest and control the range of motion of the dumbbell. Make sure that your front knee is in line with your ankle and that you're not straining that shoulder as you swing the dumbbell up overhead. Keep your head neutral, your back nice and straight, and your shoulders back and down. That was move number 2. Moving on to move number 3, 45 seconds of each side. We are going to have a bird dog that is weighted in the lower body. So on our hands and knees in a tabletop position, with the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips, you're going to extend opposite arm and leg, kicking the heel of your foot up towards the ceiling as you squeeze the glute, and extending the arm up overhead at shoulder height. Try to lengthen between the arm and the knee and use your abs to control your stability. So brace them nice and tight to keep your hips and your shoulders square to the floor. You should feel this primarily on the posterior side of our body, so in our glutes, upper back, and mid back. However, your abs are going to have to be braced nice and tight to keep you balanced, so you're going to feel that work in the front on the abdominals as well. Move number 4 and our final move is going to be a side lying oblique crunch. You're going to rest on the meaty part of your glute, so slightly rotated back, and then you're going to crunch up towards your feet while you lift your legs. So looking for kind of a side lying V up here. You're going to reach up, squeezing that top oblique. You can always modify by leaving the bottom leg down and only crunching the top leg. Again, we'll do 45 seconds of each side on this one. Once you're finished with this circuit, feel free to repeat it 1 or 2 more times if you wish. But once you're finished, I'd like for you to do a buyout, which would be 45 seconds of a weighted plank drag through. In a plank position with the wrists underneath the shoulders, hips at or below shoulder height, on your knees or your toes, you're going to have the dumbbell down towards one hip. You'll reach across, pull the dumbbell to the same side arm, and then repeat on the other side. The whole time trying to keep your hips and shoulders, especially the hips, square to the floor. Try to keep them nice and stable, and imagine that you're balancing a plate or a glass of liquid of some kind on your back. Once you finish 45 seconds of that, that is your final buyout and you are done for this core workout. Let me know how it went. Be sure to stretch when you're finished. I love child's pose and cobra after a good core workout.